Space is famous enough.
Like Jay-Z said as well too, I mean, we're trying stuff out live now, as opposed, we were explaining that earlier, how we're doing it live now, then we go to the studio, and I mean, you get a reaction right away the very first time you play it, your first time at a bar playing that song, the first time people are like, ooh.
That happened last week, not the ooh part, but just last week we were asked to play an extra song and we didn't have it in the set list, and we threw in a new song that we were working on. And it got really good reaction.
Yeah, it was great.
We were pleasantly surprised.
Well, it was more than one song we had to play. It kind of turned into we played the new one, and then it turned into more of on the spot jamming. We basically got paid to jam, so I mean that was pretty much what came out of that one. But yeah, like we played one that is nowhere far from polished.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got the hook, it's got the rhythm, it's got the melody, it's got all the essentials of the song. And we did, like, one of the guys from the other band came up and said, you know, I love, you know, what was that one to me, guys? Like, well, it doesn't really even have a name, but you know what I mean. It obviously, you know, there's something there that has to be, you know, polished up and everything, but there's definitely something there. So
I think when you get to the studio too, that it kind of reflects that way, because you get that vibe playing it live. You get to the studio, you're already on a high, kind of, you know, from playing that for people.
That is the problem. I think that is the problem with going straight into the studio without playing a song first. Is that really you're going into the studio and you don't have, you know, you haven't had any reflection on the song. You haven't had any input on it. You haven't given it a chance to, I mean, kind of develop, right? Looking at it from, you know, that physical standpoint of where are you seeing all these bands, well, you're not in this area because, again, economic times are, a lot of the bars have closed, a lot of those bars are gone. But if you go to London, I mean, there's places like the Canadian Music Club, there's tons of bars that play live music, right? So there it's more physically viewable, you can see. But I mean, honestly, if you looked into the underground scene, if you look on Facebook, you look on MySpace, you look on, you know, there's tons of guys out there that, you know what I mean, are doing things in their basement, from their basement, and sending out, you know, the music scene is completely alive, but it's not like it was back in the 80s and 90s. You don't have, you know what I mean, now we have this whole new media outlet, so you know what I mean, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to see it, right? Whereas before, you didn't have to look for it, it was just there.
You know, like us get exposure across the world. At the same time, it's a catch-22 because it's made it now where people are, well, I'm not going to go see them on Friday because I'll just watch their video. They're going to post on Saturday on Facebook or something, you know. So it's a catch-22, eh? But it's a different scene. You just have to embrace it. And like Jay-Z said about preparing for a show, well, you're preparing for the scene of today too. If it changes tomorrow, we have to re-evaluate ourselves what we're doing with our shows.